From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel,
we're going to be on the cool side once we get past Saturday, early Wednesday morning, and then shower during the afternoon. Rain will be more likely on our Sunday. It's going to be a wet day at times as widespread rain overspreads the area, especially by midday and afternoon, but it could start as early as the morning hours. I just think it'll be a little more off and on during the morning. Some of the rainfall during the afternoon into the evening locally heavy, maybe a rumble or two of thunder, but I don't expect any severe storms. That would be well off to the south of this red line. That's a warm front. We're actually going to have a breezy easterly wind with the wedge of cooler air from Georgia that will keep us cool and stable as the rain falls into that. The evaporational cooling process with that will keep us in the 50s all day for our Sunday. A chilly, raw, rainy day around here on Sunday. Lingering showers likely into Monday, Tuesday. Maybe a bit more in the way of heavier rain and a rumble or two of thunder late Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning. And then showers continue into Wednesday to be fairly likely before tapering off as we head to the end of the week. So if you're going to head to the pumpkin patch this weekend, you know this is the last weekend we have before Halloween. So if you haven't gotten your jack-o'-lantern yet, this weekend is the time to do it. Saturday is going to be the day to do that, not Sunday, with the rain likely a soggy day here for our Sunday. 7-day temperature trend here. We're going to be on the cool side once we get past Saturday. Saturday is the last warm day we have for the next 7, staying in the 70s. And then for much of the time, from Sunday all the way through Halloween, between the mid to upper 50s to at times the low to mid 60s here. And that 63 and 65 for Monday and Tuesday, that may actually trend downward depending on how much sunshine we get in and around the rain showers. So going to be noticeably cooler here once we get past our 70s on Saturday. As you get that first cup of coffee in the morning, if you're an early riser on Saturday mornings, mostly cloudy skies here starting in the mid to upper 40s for most of us. Headed for the mid 70s by the afternoon with partly sunny to mostly cloudy skies, a few late night rain showers after midnight. And then a rainy, breezy, windy day here for Sunday. Those easterly winds, they could gust at 20, 25, 30 miles per hour at times. A few rumbles of thunder are possible, but not expecting any severe storms. Showers likely at times on Monday, Tuesday. Maybe some locally heavy downpours and a few rumbles of thunder Tuesday night. Not expecting severe storms then either. Chance of showers continues through Wednesday, maybe lingering into Thursday. For right now, and this is subject to change, I want to stress that, but for right now, early indications are Halloween looks to be clearing out, but cool with daytime highs into the mid-50s. That's the Look to Your latest 7-day forecast. We'll get you back to the game coverage right here on the Exports Network.
going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome. J.P. Kane Stadium here on the campus of the Hartselle Intermediate School, not the high school, the intermediate school. For a big one, Jacob, Class 6A, Region 7 on the line, number 3 ranked Muscle Shoals, number 4 ranked Hartselle. If you look at these two teams on paper, you may be looking at the same team almost. Hartselle coming in 38 points a game, giving up 7. Muscle Shoals 39 points a game, giving up 4. Something's got to give tonight.
You're absolutely right, and you know the old saying that you've heard dozens and dozens of times is defense wins championships. And so when you look at these two teams and you look where they're ranked in the state, where they're at in region play, there's a reason, right? You know their defense is just playing outstanding all season long. Muscle Shoals really has a strength in that defensive line, does a really good job of disrupting offenses all season long. Hartselle, on the other hand, has been really good at forcing turnovers and winning that turnover battle. And so when you see two teams like this come together, it's going to be who's going to be able to squeak out a couple extra points. I mean, it's going to be a dogfight all night long.
Yeah, you think about who's going to get a short field,
right.
Who's going to get a turnover, who's going to be able to capitalize on a turnover and take short field when you've got two teams that really don't give up a lot on defense. Muscle Shoals really has not been challenged a whole lot this year until their last game at Jasper 2 weeks ago. They were off last week, which may be a benefit of them having a bye week last week. but came into halftime trailing 15-14 before shutting Jasper out in the second half. Hartselle, on the other hand, the last 2 weeks, a struggle at Athens, gave up 14 points at Athens, and then last week had to score a touchdown with 8 seconds left to beat Jasper 17-14.
Right, and sometimes those games, both teams can have a recipe for good or a recipe for disaster, depending on how the teams handle it. Muscle Shoals obviously taking having the bye week, the idle week, sitting at home. You hope that they come out ready, because you get in this rhythm, your body gets used to playing each week, and so when you take a week off, could throw some things off, make you a little rusty coming out. Hartselle, on the other hand, these last 2 weeks, close games that they've had, it's really good when you can have those underperforming games and still win. You learn a lot from a loss, but if you can play like that and still come out with a win, that's really good, but you got to be able to learn from that. You can't let the win overshadow the learning opportunities that this Hartselle team has had over the last 2 weeks. And so both of these teams can be set up for success right now, or the past week, 2 weeks, can be a detriment to them. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the coaches have prepared the players and what type of teams we're going to see on the field tonight.
The hype for this one all week has been big. We've had all 4 Huntsville TV stations going live pregame. Both sides of the stands are full. Coin toss has taken place. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have kickoff for number 3 Muscle Shoals, number 4 Hartselle. Doesn't get any better than this in high school football. You're watching High School Football on the X Sports Network, brought to you by Bank Independent.
Imagine a bank where you feel at home. Real people living right here in your community are the heart of Bank Independent and everything we do. Bank Independent. We're invested in you.
Welcome back. Both teams taking the field. Muscle Shoals in their road white, Hartselle in their home red, similar to the look you'll get from Alabama at home.
Absolutely. Man, Ashley, what about this environment? We're up here. We're on the visitor side of the field this week. We're surrounded by people. Muscle Shoals traveled extremely well. Hartselle, obviously, this is a football town. This is what they're known for, and so obviously their stands are packed out. There's people standing along the fence around the field, like you mentioned earlier. TV stations here. This is an environment.
There's chairs set up along the fence where people have just pulled up a chair. So Muscle Shoals will receive. Hartselle to kick off. So Muscle Shoals will get the ball first.
And so special teams being, extremely important piece. We talked about offense, we talked about defense. You mentioned short field earlier. Special teams can be a big proponent in these games where the teams are so evenly matched. You look back to last year, very close game, 1-point victory for Muscle Shoals, and in that game they had a 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown.
So Michael Summers will kick off. It'll be fielded at the Muscle Shoals 6. Returned there. We got a lane along the right side. He will stumble and go down. You see that is, Jacob?
That's going to be number 28, Jashad Samples. Great return to start the game right there. And what we were just talking about, that could make a big difference in this game, that opening kickoff and getting it out to the 35, because even if you don't, let's say they don't go down and produce any points off this drive, they've got an opportunity to pin Hartselle very deep.
It's setting that field position.
Absolutely. That's going to be the big key to tonight's game, is what kind of field position do you have?
So Muscle Shoals with 1st and 10 from their own 35. Got 2 receivers split left, 1 back. They'll put a man in motion, swing it out. That's number 2. It's Christian Pritchard. He'll have room on that left side. Great blocking by that Muscle Shoals receiving group, and he'll take it into Hartselle territory. Down to the Tiger. See where they spot it. Now they're going to spot it back at the Muscle Shoals 48.
And that's just your old school swing pass. They motioned a blocker, an extra blocker, a tight end H-back over to the side to really catch the defense off guard, then threw a little swing pass out there and then let the running back go to work.
So Cade Clemens, your quarterback, he's in the shotgun. He's flipped his receivers to the right now. Muscle Shoals will shift their offensive line, unbalanced, Jacob. Now it looks like they're
trying to figure it out. They may have confused themselves.
I think they were trying to shift the line to maybe get Hartselle to jump. I've seen that in college a lot this year where they've jumped.
And so what we've seen from Muscle Shoals this season, we've seen them make that shift, but they usually just go one lineman over. So they'll move the right guard to the left guard, bump everybody down one. But it looked like that time they had everybody, the right guard, right tackle, both went on the other side of the center.
It's really unbalanced line.
Really unbalanced. That's when you start to see, a throwback to the center or something, something of the sort.
So they'll come back, still have the two receivers to the right. Clemens in the shotgun. One back right behind Clemens. And now we shift again. Hartselle's defensive line will shift with them. And then we will pull it. We're going to throw it out here to number 28. That's Jashad Samples. He'll make the catch. It's going to be very close to another Muscle Shoals first down as Shad Priola comes up to make the stop for Hartselle.
And so two things to note on that play, Ashley. We saw the shift again from the offensive line, but they shifted from an uneven to an even. And then it was an RPO, so it was just simply a numbers game, and Clemens saw he had better numbers outside with his receiver, so he threw the quick screen pass out.
Clemens will turn and hand it off. That's number 4, it's Davian Reynolds. He'll pick up maybe a couple of yards before he is brought down by that Hartselle defense.
Yeah, and so that was a little adaptation of a power play. Instead of the left guard pulling, we saw the left tackle, number 65, William Dixon, pulling around trying to be that lead blocker right there. Hartselle did a really good job of stuffing it and giving him no place to go.
So gain of 2, 2nd and 8 from the Hartselle 39-yard line. Clemens will step up and change the play. He'll shift the running back to his left. Play clock at 1. He just gets it off. Clemens drops back to throw. Intended for Samples there at the Hartselle 15-yard line. Looks like number 13 for Hartselle. That's Cole Miles. Came over to disrupt that pass.
Yeah, really good job getting over there and making that a difficult attempt at a catch. Looks like there was a little pocket there for a possible completion, but Miles did a really good job coming down from his safety position to make a play right there.
Yeah, Miles probably the most athletic player on this team. He also plays baseball. He's committed to Jacksonville State to play baseball where he'll join his brother. Little quarterback draw, and nothing working for Clemens as he's met by a host of Tigers. Looks like led by number 52, Isaac Mitchell.
And that one fired up the Hartselle faithful right there. The crowd got really loud. Big-time stop right there on 3rd down.
A loss of 2, so that'll take it back to 4th and 10. And I think, Jacob, where Muscle Shoals may, in a normal game, say, we may go for this right here, being in the plus territory. They're like, we're going to play this field position game to get this game going to see how it plays out.
Yeah, and both of these coaches are very familiar with these types of games, so they know the ropes.
So Muscle Shoals into punt. High punt. We've got a fair catch called for by Hartselle, and he'll make it at the 13. He was run into by his own man, but I believe that's Braden Weathers maybe making the fair catch. So we'll have our first swappage of possession as Hartselle will take over 1st and 10 from their own 13. And what you were talking about earlier now, the good return got them out to the 35, and now Hartselle's having to start inside their own 15 for their first drive against a really, really, really good Muscle Shoals defense.
Really good Muscle Shoals defense, really good defensive line. That's a long way to go in a short time to get there.
Of course, line is led by Cam Johnson, the Alabama commit. He's lined up at left end right now. Carter Lee, your quarterback for Hartselle. He's got 2 running backs he goes to. This will be a little quick out pass. It'll be caught. Muscle Shoals will come up and make a great tackle. Number 2, Christian Pritchard coming up to hold that for about an 8-yard gain, so pretty good play on first down.
Yeah, and that was just a quick pass. I mean, they just ran a simple hitch route across the board. Quarterback was able to find the receiver. He did a good job catching, concentrating, getting some yardage.
So Hartselle now will hand it off. Tough running.
Wow, yeah.
Is that Morris?
Jaheim Pruitt.
That's Pruitt. Jaheim Pruitt. Again, this is a 2-headed running back attack with Pruitt and Morris. So
that could prove to be very beneficial late in the game, especially if Hartselle's able to get a lead and they can control the clock with that run game. These 2 really good backs.
Carter Lee in the shotgun. He'll check over again. Pruitt coming in with 674 yards rushing and 9 touchdowns. Morris with 481 and 5 touchdowns. So both these backs will see plenty of carries tonight. Lee will put Ethan Haynes in motion, and he'll flip it out to Pruitt, who, again, tough running, is going to take it up to the Hartselle, close to the 40-yard line. So another good run by Pruitt. Yeah. Little option play.
Yeah, just a little quick speed option right there. You're reading the end man on the line of scrimmage, and if that end man attacks the quarterback's just going to pitch it out to his back, which was what we saw right there. And then, just some really tough running from Pruitt. Man, he's hard to bring down.
Kavay Foster in on the stop for Muscle Shoals. 1st and 10 Hartselle from their own 40. Little quarterback keeper by Lee, and that is not going anywhere. That's number 98, Cadence Houston, 6'3", 290, only a junior. I don't think Lee wants to run into him too many times. Somebody else there joining him. That's number 22, Brianni Jones.
Yeah, they tried to motion the back to the backfield, then out of the backfield, create some distraction to run that quarterback power backside.
Play will lose 1, 2nd and 11 now for Hartselle. Brody Nelson in motion. Lee will step back to throw, and Cam Johnson is in his face immediately. He'll scramble to his right, may get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and Carter Lee, he was looking over here to his left, trying to find Braden Weathers, who had his man beat. And so this is something that we talked about in pregame, even off the camera, is that this defensive line gets such good pressure on the quarterback and does it quick that those longer routes, you may not have time to sit in the pocket. Had an opportunity right there, but the defensive line just got back to him too quick.
Well, and they can get pressure with 3 or 4 rushers because they are so good. So right now they're showing a lot of pressure. Everybody up on the line of scrimmage. They'll bring some pressure. Lee will throw it. He's got a man. I believe that's Kane Falciani, and he'll catch it at the 30 and take it in for the Hartselle touchdown.
Wow. That is Carter Lee's go-to man, Kane Falciani, with the winning touchdown last week against Jasper with 8 seconds to go, and also made a tremendous catch on 4th down to keep that drive alive last week. Just a phenomenal throw and catch right there. That was one of those situations where I'm just going to close my eyes and throw it because I know he's down there somewhere.
Well, as many people as they bought, he's probably got some man coverage.
Right.
So you're just counting on your guy to go make a play, and that's a good one to count on. Michael Sumner's PAT is up and good. So with 7 minutes remaining, Hartselle takes an early 7-0 lead. You're watching high school football on the X Sports Network, brought to you by Bank Independent.
Have you ever seen those halftime scholarships where you have to nail a 40-yard field goal? Yeah, this isn't that. I didn't have to write a long essay or audition or make a half-court shot. I just had to open a Bank Independent account, use my debit card, sign up for online banking, and have a positive balance. That's it. A 20% scholarship to UNA. When Bank Independent invests in students like me, they're investing in all of us and the future of our community. Bank Independent. We're invested in your future.
There are now more ways to save at Quick Mart. Become a Quick Club member and easily earn rewards on qualifying purchases at Quick Mart convenience stores using the Quick Club app, available on the Apple App Store and Google Play. To save on fuel for work, use the fuel reward.
Welcome back. Hartselle with an early 7-0 lead. Perfect start for the Tigers. Summers in to kick off. He's got Pritchard and Samples deep. And it will be Pritchard from the goal line. He will bring it out. Breaks a tackle at the 10. Gets around the corner before he is pulled out of bounds at about the 26-yard line.
Dragged down by Hayden Gray right there of Hartselle. Some of the Muscle Shoals fans over here wanting a extracurricular flag on the sideline, but I think it was all in good intent. I don't think anything happened wrong.
Gray, again, one of the leaders for the Hartselle defense as well. Had a pick six last week against Jasper. So looks like we have a little confusion. Looks like he may have stepped out of bounds back at the 22-yard line. So 1st and 10, Muscle Shoals from the 22. Clemens with two backs, one to each side, two receivers split wide left, tight end to his right. He will roll out to his left and swing it out. I believe that's Samples, and it's going to fall incomplete.
So there was an opening right there, a little quick sprint out, quick roll out, throw a quick hitch, get a couple yards, get your offense moving. It was there. Clemens just has to do a better job of getting it up, getting it in his
Talk
frame.
about that, too, as a former quarterback, as a right-handed quarterback rolling to your left.
So a lot of people do tend to, not necessarily struggle going that way, but it's easier going with their body.
Handoff in the backfield goes nowhere, as I believe that's Aubrey Herring.
Number 20, LaShawn Tapscott on the carry, just didn't have much of a chance.
No, Herring almost took the handoff. That'll be a loss of about 4 back to the 18. So 3rd and 14 now for Muscle Shoals.
Yeah, and I actually always, going back to the rolling out, I actually always enjoyed rolling opposite of my throwing arm because I felt like I had a little more torque in my throw.
Clemens will throw a little short stop route in the middle. It'll pick up maybe back to the original line of scrimmage, and now we have 2 flags on the play. So we're going to have some extracurricular, whether it's an unsportsmanlike or personal foul.
And so, I did see after the tackle, saw some Hartselle guys maybe push up from the pile a little aggressively. And then we had some Muscle Shoals guys retaliate, and a lot of the times the retaliator is the one that gets caught. Doesn't look to be the case here. Looks like the referee crew
we're going to have the thing I hate the worst, and we're going to have offsetting personal foul penalties. I understand it in college if you only get 1 or 2 before, especially the unsportsmanlike, but let's just keep the flags.
Right.
Tell them to break it up, or the next time they're going to get a flag.
Right.
But offsetting personal foul penalties, again, you were probably right. Push off by Hartselle and then the retaliation by Muscle Shoals, and we caught both players. So Muscle Shoals will punt again. Fair catch by Hartselle right at midfield. So now Hartselle's going to have great field position. And we have some more pushing and shoving behind the play.
It's going to be interesting to see. The flags came out as they were kind of separating. You did have Muscle Shoals number 0, Cameron Hogans. He was en route to the Hartselle sideline. I don't know if that's what they caught.
Well, and I think it's early. You got to get the emotions under control, and again, the officials can probably do that by throwing some flags early, and we've double flagged our unsportsmanlike conduct, so we've done it twice in 2 plays. But I think this is a way to maybe set the tone as the officials of the game that we're not going to put up with anything extra.
And you do have to keep in the back of your mind that 2 unsportsmanlike penalties equals an ejection.
Right.
And so while it may not seem like much happens as far as moving the ball one direction or the other, they do put a tally next to that player in their little handbook that you can see them writing in.
So, again, you just got to get those emotions under control. It's a big game. It's, Hartselle and Muscle Shoals doesn't need anything extra when they play, but when one team comes in at 7-0 and one comes in at 8-0 and the region title is on the line, then
it's absolutely gonna get chippy, and when you think about it, you look back to that last offensive play prior to the punt. If Muscle Shoals doesn't retaliate, that's a first down. And they're still on offense right now, and so those penalties can be very detrimental to either team if they let those emotions continue to get the best of them.
So 1st and 10, Hartselle from the 50-yard line. Lee will shift the receiver from left to right. He will swing it out, and it will be complete. I believe that's Miles. He'll catch it up at the 46 of Muscle Shoals, so a pickup of 4, bring up 2nd and 6.
And that was a big hit by Muscle Shoals number 2, Christian Pritchard, coming down and laying the wood right there, really not given much of an opportunity for yards after the catch.
So Lee will turn and hand it off to Morris, and we're going to have a penalty, number 34, the motion guy, for Hartselle turned up too early. That's Ty LeMay. So that's going to back Hartselle up to a 2nd and 11.
And they like to do that. They've already ran it once tonight, and they like to do it. They've done it all season, where they motion that guy in, and he ends up kind of being that seal block on the end man of the line of scrimmage. And so he just turned in just a little too quick before the snap.
Ran into an old friend of mine that's on the Muscle Shoals coaching staff, Robert Gordon. If you know Robert been assistant coach at Muscle Shoals for a while, but he played when I worked in the Arena Football League with the Tennessee Valley Vipers.
Wow.
He played fullback and middle linebacker for us. So in Arena Football, you could be moving forward when the ball snapped. High school football, you can't.
Yeah.
It's good to see Robert. He was a great player for several years for UNA and then in the Arena Football League. So that'll back Hartselle up, 2nd and 11 now. Lee will pull it, swing it out here. No gain. Muscle Shoals had that read pretty quickly.
Yeah, Kivay Foster, number 7, came down. Hartselle's trying to hit this quick game, these short hitches, out routes, because they know how quickly this defensive line can get into the backfield. And so now the defensive backs are starting to take note, and they're coming down extremely hard. What they have to be cautious of is what happened the first drive, where they were able to throw that deep pass over the top. So I love that they're being aggressive, but they still have to be cautious of that deep ball.
So Lee will have Morris to his left. He'll drop back to throw again. He'll swing it out to the outside. Great throw by Carter Lee. All the way down to the Muscle Shoals 39.
Might have taken out a coach on the sideline, but this is a great throw. I mean, this is every bit of a 15-yard out route. Just really great job.
It's number 19 for Hartselle. That's Malachi Polisek on the reception. So Hartselle will convert the 3rd and long and now have it 1st and 10 from the Muscle Shoals 39.
So they went with a little deeper out route right there, and again, that defensive line almost got to him.
Lee will flea flicker. He hands it to Morris, and he will throw it deep to Falciani, who's got another one. He catches it at the Muscle Shoals 5 and takes it in. And so 2 connections from Lee to Falciani.
Holy cow. Whenever I saw that the flea flicker was coming, I looked, and the receiver was double covered. I mean, they had 2 guys on him, and just did a really good job of floating the ball out there.
That's a great throw, Jacob. I mean,
that's trusting your receiver is going to get to the spot that he's supposed to.
Because he was covered. He had 2 men on him, and Falciani just kept running, and it went right over the 2 guys, right into his hands. So Summers in with the extra point. And with 3:45 remaining, Hartselle will take a 14-0 lead. You're watching high school football on the Exports Network, presented by Bank Independent.
At C&B Linen, fast, friendly, and reliable service is our promise to you. Because you're not just a customer, you're family. From multi-use linen to branded floor coverings and a complete range of cleaning supplies, C&B Linen is here to make sure you have everything you need. From our high-quality products to our fast, friendly, and reliable service, you'll experience the difference with C&B Linen. Because you're not just a client, you're part of our family. You'll be winning with C&B Linen.
So Hartselle 14, Muscle Shoals 0. As Jacob and I were just talking, Muscle Shoals came in giving up 4 points a game. Hartselle scored 14 in the first 6 minutes and change. Summers with a kickoff. That's going to be well into the end zone. So Muscle Shoals will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20. What do you do now if you're Muscle Shoals, Jacob?
I think
you've been bombarded
to
start this game.
Right, yeah, and I think the coaching staff has to do a really good job, and the leaders on the team, of getting these guys calmed down. Obviously, we've seen some emotions come out in a couple of penalties that we've seen, but you got to get them calmed down. You got to find, on the offensive side of the ball, you got to find the quick wins. Is it a 5-yard hitch? Is it a swing? We saw the swing pass, first play of the game, got 12, 13 yards. And so just finding those quick little wins to get this momentum shifting back towards your direction.
Clemens in the shotgun. He's got Davian Reynolds to his right. They will look to throw it out this way, and we've got an interception.
Wow.
That's number
Hayden Gray, number 9. Wow.
He will pick off Clemens at the 30-yard line.
I mean, that was a
great play.
Wow, very athletic play right there. I really thought Clemens had his first read on the sideline. It was just kind of a quick stop, quick route to the outside. I really thought he had him. He tried to get a little greedy, squeeze it into that middle route. It was a rollout to a flood concept. So flood concept, you have a short, medium, deep route. Short route was open, medium route, there was a small window, but Gray just made a tremendous play right there.
So, I hate to say it's a big drive with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter, but this may be a big drive for this Muscle Shoals defense to get a stop here. Pruitt will try the middle, and big number 97 for Muscle Shoals, that's Jackson Serapin, said, not today.
And when you need a big play from this Muscle Shoals team, it's good if that goes on the shoulders of the defensive line. This defensive line has been their bread and butter all year long, just creating havoc all over the place, whether it's run game, pass game. And so good play, great play right there by this defensive line to get a good stop. Now you got to keep building on that little momentum piece.
So a loss of 3. Carter will put Pruitt in the motion to join him in the backfield. He'll fake it, come back to a little short receiver screen. Cameron Petway comes out to make the stop on the Hartselle receiver.
That was a great job. We saw number 6, defensive lineman Devin Smith. He was the first guy to retrace. When he realized it was a screen, he retraced it outside and made the first big hit on him, which is great. So now we've got a 3rd and long for this Hartselle team. And outside of the 2 long throws, everything else has been really short. So they may have to reach in their bag a little bit right here, try to find something that's going to get them a first down.
That was Peyton Worley on the reception for Hartselle. Carter with a little slant pass will go through the hands of the Hartselle receiver, so that'll bring up 4th and 9 from the Muscle Shoals 29. Maybe 4 down territory here for Hartselle. You're looking at a 47, 48-yard field goal attempt, but it looks like they will be bringing Michael Summers in to attempt the field goal.
Yeah, I don't think this is a bad idea. There's 2 ways you could have looked at it. Number 1, we've got all the momentum right now, so we can just continue to try to push this, or we just take a little step back, kick a field goal, and make this a 3-score game.
46-yard field goal. And we may have an offsides as the kick was going to be short, I believe. But we've got a penalty on Hartselle.
Oh, wow.
Well, of course, the official's back is to us, so I'm not sure. I didn't quite see the signal if it was a false start or. So that's going to change the call here for Bert Newton and this Hartselle offensive staff as they will bring Lee back in.
And again, we talk about how important field position is this game. So, I mean, you're looking at a 4th and 14. It's not a great time to go for it. You may see a little small pooch kick. They're not really lined up in that sense, but
Muscle Shoals with a lot of their defensive guys back at the 20.
Oh, yeah.
4 down linemen, and they will pooch it.
Oh, don't go too deep.
But it will travel into the end zone, so only a net 13-yard punt. Big stop by this Muscle Shoals defense there, Jacob.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, you come out, you give up 2 quick scores, throw an interception once you get the ball back, and so they needed some sort of juice, some sort of momentum to come back to their side, and it rested on this Muscle Shoals defense, who's done such a great job all year long.
So let's see what the offense can do now for Muscle Shoals with 2:04 remaining in this first quarter.
Yeah, and again, Clemens he has to take what the defense get. You know, there's not a 14-point play in the book, right? You just got to take what the defense gives you. If it's the short route, take the short route.
So a little inside handoff, big guard or tackle pulling for Muscle Shoals, clearing the way, and he'll push the pile all the way to the 30, and that'll be a Muscle Shoals first down.
And again, that was big number 65 as we see a Hartselle player down as the staff comes out to tend to him. We'll get a number on him in just a second. But big number 65, William Dixon, just does such a good job in the run game pulling. He's very, very fast, very athletic for a big guy. And then we saw number 13, Ezra Fowler, who's done a tremendous job all year long, just doing whatever this Muscle Shoals team, this Muscle Shoals offense needs him to do. He kind of pulled a Hartselle on him, motioned in from that receiver spot, and ended up being the block in the end, sealing the end so that they get outside.
That was Tapscott on the carry, and you better bring everything you've got to tackle him.
Yeah.
At 5'8", 175.
Looks like that was number 3 from Hartselle.
That's Aubrey Herring when they can't afford to lose on that defensive line.
Little shaken up. He had to get some help getting off the sideline. Obviously, we hope he's all right. They'll take him to the medical tent and get him checked out.
So Tapscott in the backfield with Clements. Fowler, your tight end in motion. And then we shift our line. We've got unbalanced right. And we'll turn and hand it to Tapscott around the right side, and absolutely nothing doing. He's going to lose a couple as Blaine Johnson for Hartselle, the first man there.
Yeah, just really nowhere for him to go. And you see this Muscle Shoals offensive line moving, shifting, moving back and forth, and I kind of called it right there. Ezra Fowler, he likes to sneak behind the offensive line, so maybe they don't see him shift from one side to the other. And you saw a lot of confusion from the Hartselle defense. You saw the defensive line moving, shifting around, trying to get set. I just think Muscle Shoals waited too long to actually snap the football. Snap it when they're moving around.
They will shift again to the right, have an unbalanced right. A little play action by Clemens, and he'll roll to his left. Pitch it out. He's got Fowler for a pretty good game for he's knocked out of bounds up around the 33-yard line. So that'll be a 3rd and 7 for the Trojans. Maybe the last play of the first quarter if they want it to be.
Yeah, and right there, just what I was talking about. That was a really good job by Clemens, just taking what the defense gives them. Your skill guys are skill guys for a reason. They can make plays too. So when they're open, get them the ball and let them do what they do. And so great job, great catch by Fowler. And now you got a manageable 3rd down. So you got a 3rd down and about medium or so, which is a lot better to look at than a 3rd and 11 or 3rd and 12.
So that's the end of the first quarter. Your score, Hartselle 14, Muscle Shoals 0. You're watching high school football on the X Sports Network, brought to you by Bank Independent.
Storing Lee Furniture is not just some huge chain store. But we do have a 144,000 square foot showroom right here in Leoma, Tennessee.
The Story family has worked together in the business now for 55 years.
And a familiar face is here to help you with whatever you need. That's what being a part of the community right here in the Tennessee Valley means. And if you have an issue, we're right here to take care of it. And don't forget free delivery. We invite you to come see us. We're Story and Lee Furniture.
So it's been a pretty amazing journey with the Orion Amphitheater. The design was ambitious. It's pretty incredible, the caliber of artists that we've had through these doors. Bank Independent has been such a great partner because not only are they taking the stress of the finances off of our plate, but they're investing in us as we're investing in them. And I think that is a strong partnership. Obviously, they've done a fantastic job, and the spirit of what Bank Independent does is right there in the name.
Bank Independent. We're invested in you.
So as we come back, 3rd and 7, Muscle Shoals. Clemens with Tapscott right behind him in the backfield. He will step up and bark instructions to his offensive lineman and ship Tapscott to his right. He's going to throw it deep.
Oh,
Great catch by number 2. Christian Pritchard.
wow, that was a big-time throw and catch right there from Clemens to Pritchard, which is exactly the spark this Muscle Shoals offense needed. Even though there was 14 points scored in the first quarter, we've seen a really good defensive game. We've seen really good defense and 2 big plays by Hartselle. Now Muscle Shoals got their chance at a big play, and Pritchard made that happen.
Shad Priola on the coverage for Hartselle had good coverage. Pritchard just made a fantastic play. That'll take it to the Hartselle 35. Clemens again will roll out to his right. He's just going to throw it out in the flat. He'll be caught there. And he'll turn it up for a short gain before he is brought down by that Hartselle defense.
Great decision by Clemens right there. And receivers just got to – I've seen it a couple times this game from both teams. Receivers have to be careful catching that ball on the outside and turning back inside.
That's where everybody is.
That's where all the mean guys are. You want to stay outside. But great pickup right there, putting them in a really good position on 2nd down.
Pick up a 4, 2nd and 6 now for Muscle Shoals. Clemens will fake it. He'll swing it out here to Samples, who's got some blocking. He'll be drug out of bounds by Christopher Hudson, but not before he's got another first down. And I think we're seeing that's something that Muscle Shoals seems like they can go to, are those short receiver screens. Each time they've kind of swung it out in the flat, they've been able to get some yardage.
Yeah, well, they've got some guys out there, and Samples is a great example of he's a great sample.
I was about to say you missed that one.
Of somebody that can make something happen out of very little.
Tapscott on the handoff. He's met in the backfield and brought down by number 48 for Hartselle, Parker Worley. Great penetration and staying with the play by Worley. That'll be a 3-yard loss.
And again, it's going to be very difficult in the run game, especially between the tackles tonight for either team, for that matter. I mean, we saw two really good runs by Hartselle's Pruitt earlier in the game, but outside of that, we've seen essentially nothing from the run game for either side.
So 2nd and 13. Clemens will hand it up the middle to Tapscott. Try that middle, and there's just not a lot there. He may pick up 1 or 2 before he is met and dragged down. Yeah, you and I were talking about it during the break that the receiver screens, the swing passes to your running backs, that may be your running game tonight.
Right, absolutely. And if that's what it is, that's what it is. And the coaches need to understand that. I know, like I said, both of these head coaches have been in this situation many a times and a handful of times against each other, so they're very aware. They just got to get their players bowing in on it too.
3rd and 11. Clemens will pull it and roll out left.
Yep.
He will tuck it and run. Steps out of bounds. Miles kind of forced him out of bounds. He'll pick up a couple. That's going to bring up 4th and 7 now, and Muscle Shoals will bring on the field goal unit. Each time that that Clemens has rolled out, he's had open. I mean, Hartselle's not containing him on rolling out either way.
Right. And what I saw right there, and it was really good play design, you had kind of a counter motion. The guard and tackle both pulled from the left side to the right side. Then Clemens rolls out to the right, which really can catch some teams off guard.
Jorge Garcia in for the field goal. Great kick.
Great kick.
And it's good. So with 9:06 remaining, Muscle Shoals on the board. Hartselle 14, Trojans 3. You're watching high school football on the X Sports Network, brought to you by Bank Independent.
Hey folks, you'll never guess where I'm at today. That's right, I'm at my Quick Mart store. Starting off with a fresh cup of coffee, and guess what's next? The biscuit. That was quick and easy, and I'm ready to start my day. Head on over to your favorite Quick Mart store and start your day out right.
5:15. Welcome back. Sorry, Sam signal us. Tomorrow is the Bank Independent half marathon and 5K starting at the Marriott or the Renaissance. So Jake and I were just talking about what time we have to be at the marathon in the morning. So if you're not busy, come out and support those runners. Sold out marathon.
Sold out.
Muscle Shoals kickoff is a line drive. It'll be fielded at the Hartselle 5-yard line.
Uh-oh.
He's got a line. He will stop at the 50 and cut back. I believe, is that number 9? Is that Hayden Gray?
I think that was 8. I think that was
8. Is that Kane?
I think that's
Falciani?
I think that's your boy.
Hartselle's
Falciani.
numbers are really small on their jerseys, and I don't see well to begin with.
And we talk about it, and we're going to continue to talk about it. I mean, that's a great field position opportunity right here for Hartselle. We've seen 2 big kickoff returns from either team that could be proven to be very beneficial in the long run. So again, even if Hartselle's not able to produce any points out of this drive, they have an opportunity to pin the Trojans deep in their own territory.
So 1st and 10 from inside Muscle Shoals territory at the 46. Morris behind Lee. He'll turn and swing it out to Morris on a little screen, a little running back swing pass. And that's kind of what we're talking about. That may be what you have to do to have some type of running game. Instead of turning and pitching to him, swing him out and throw it to him. That's a 9-yard game, 2nd and 1.
And both defensive line or front 7, we'll include the linebackers in this as well. They do such a good job, obviously plugging up the interior. Then our linebackers are fast enough on either side of the ball to really keep those running backs from stretching outside. So that might be the cure tonight, is to throw these quick screens outside.
So Morris will join Pruitt and Lee in the backfield. Lee will pull it and keep it. He'll cut back inside, break a tackle, and he's going to be brought down at the 31-yard line.
And he made a lot out of nothing right there. I mean, when he pulled it, took off to the right side, there were 2 Muscle Shoals defenders.
And one of them was Cam Johnson. And you don't want to see Cam Johnson with nobody in front of you.
There's not many situations I would want to see Cam Johnson, especially if nobody's in front of him. But Lee was able to make a great move, get the first down.
So 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line of Muscle Shoals. 7:45. As Hartselle's looking to the sideline. Lee will bark his instructions. He's got Pruitt in the backfield, 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Got a slot back to his right. He'll turn and hand it to Pruitt up the middle. He'll gain, looks like maybe 2 just inside the 30 before he's brought down.
So we actually saw backup quarterback right there, Asa Priola.
Asa.
Carter Lee's helmet came off the previous play on the run, so he had to go out for a play, check, make sure his equipment was properly working. But we do see him back in now.
So 2nd and 8, we'll call it, for Hartselle from the Muscle Shoals 29. He'll fake it and then throw a little pop pass out to the right. It'll be caught down to about the 25. It's number 19. It's Malachi Polishek.
Yeah, and I like that a lot better. Whenever those receivers catch it on the outside and they turn back outside, I would have loved to have seen him catch it and really try to hit that sideline, because if you can hit that sideline, break one tackle right there, hit the sideline, it's going to be a race to see how fast you are.
So 3rd and 4. Lee with no backs. He will put Morris in motion, and he will join him in the pistol. Play action. They'll throw it over the middle. It's going to be the tight end. That's number 42, Ethan Haynes.
That's a nice little pop pass right there, and it's actually an RPO, so it's a read right there. So Lee is reading that inside linebacker to the play side. So you saw them motion Morris back in the backfield, and he's running like he's running outside to the left. You're reading that left inside linebacker. If he comes down to take away the run, then you just throw a little pop pass to the tight end.
So Morris will get the ball on the handoff up the middle. He'll fight down to maybe the 15-yard line. Anything running inside the tackles tonight, you're going to get hit.
Right. I mean, like I said, we saw Pruitt have a couple of good runs right there to start the game for Hartselle, but outside of that, it's been really tough to run between the tackles.
This defensive line that we keep talking about, Devin Smith, Jackson Serapin, Cadence Houston, Cam Johnson. If you're a Muscle Shoals linebacker, you got to be licking your lips with that group in front of you.
Absolutely. They're demanding a lot of double teams.
Lee with a quarterback draw straight up the middle, had a little bit of room. He's going to take it down to the 11-yard line before he is stopped. So that will bring up a 3rd and 4. He snuck through there.
Yeah, and I think what they were trying to do right there, they're gonna try different ways throughout the game, but they motioned the running back out of the backfield, but left him with an empty backfield. And when the back motion, a linebacker took off with him, which takes one guy out of the middle of that field right there, which might have been the reason he had just a glimpse of daylight for half a second.
3rd and 4. Swing it out to is that? Can't tell what number that is.
6. Is that 6?
Yes, that's complete to Braden Weathers on a little slant, and that's another Hartselle first down inside the 5, maybe at the 2-yard line.
Great throw and catch right there, and we're just seeing a really good drive by Hartselle right now. You know, they haven't gotten a lot out of their offense this game except for the 2 big throws that we saw. But this drive, they've really pieced it together.
Pruitt will get the handoff, and he's just going to have to fight to try and get back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like he's going to lose back to the 4-yard line. I think Hartselle's going to be much better, Jacob, trying to get the ball on the edge tonight. You can't abandon it. You've got to make those efforts, but I think they're going to be a lot more productive with the ball on the edge tonight.
Yeah, and I think down here in this situation, if I had the other headset on, not this headset, if I had the coaching headset on, I might think of some sort of play action. You want to get those linebackers sucked down. You got the safeties playing tight. I might try some sort of play action pop pass behind everybody.
So they will hand it to Morris on a little jet sweep. He'll take it down to, he maybe got a yard to the 3.
And number 6, Devin Smith, he was the first guy to get there. Wasn't able to secure the tackle, but definitely did affect him getting any more yards. Smith he's got such long arms.
You know, we've had them a couple of times, and, Johnson definitely impressive. But to me, Devin Smith, what he does on the opposite side,
right?
Because people are going to go away from Johnson. And what Devin does on that other side has been really impressive.
Yeah, and just a tough guy to get outside on because of his length, and he plays so tough on the runs up the middle too.
So Hartselle will call a timeout with 2:37 remaining, facing looks like 3rd and goal from the 5. So we'll take it with them. If you're watching high school football on the X Sports Network, brought to you by Bank Independent.
So I think Fame and Muscle Shoals music is here because we're fiercely independent. And in the early days, it was hard because it was hard for banks to get their head around, we're going to give these hippies some money to go make music. We've been doing business with Bank Independent since the 70s, and to know that they've got our back, it means a lot, and it just kind of takes the stress off of doing business day to day. They've always been there, and it's always been just been a phone call away.
In 1947, a group of farmers in North Alabama started a bank because they believed a local bank investing in local people is the key to making a positive difference in the community. Locally owned and operated, Bank Independent is committed to investing in our local communities.
So 3rd and 5, Hartselle from the Muscle Shoals 5-yard line. As they break the huddle with 2 receivers far right and 1 far left. They are stretched out all the way across the field.
Yeah, they essentially want to render those guys useless.
Morris will, little pop pass, and it is incomplete. Oh. Great play by Muscle Shoals number 7.
It's Kivay Foster.
Kivay Foster with another good play. It's several he's made tonight. They tried the little pop pass.
They did, the little Tim Tebow pop pass. Lee took it like he was going to run a quarterback run up the middle, slowed down, chopped his feet, tried to find his tight end on the backside of everybody.
So Summers will attempt a 22-yard field goal. Kick is up, and it's good. With 2:29 left in the second quarter, your score, Hartselle 17, Muscle Shoals 3. You're watching high school football on the X Sports Network, brought to you by Bank Independent.
You know, Storing Lee Furniture is not just some huge chain store, but we do have a 144,000 square foot showroom right here in Leoma, Tennessee.
The Story family has worked together in the business now for 55 years.
And a familiar face is here to help you with whatever you need. That's what being a part of the community right here in the Tennessee Valley means. And if you have an issue, we're right here to take care of it. And don't forget free delivery. We invite you to come see us. We're Storing Lee Furniture.
Welcome back. 2:29. Muscle Shoals with a chance here to maybe put another score on the board and cut into this 14-point lead. Summers with the kick, and it'll bounce into the corner of the end zone, so they'll take over 1st and 10 from the 20. Hartselle will get the ball first to start the third quarter, so big drive here for Muscle Shoals.
Yeah, big drive. Need to get some points on the board, even if it is just a field goal. You know, we saw some progress out of this offense last drive, getting down. They were stalled just a little bit shy of the end zone, settled for a field goal. Both teams have some great kickers too. We've seen a couple kicks, we've seen a couple kickoffs, field goal attempts, extra points. A couple of really good kickers that we've got tonight battling it out, and that can be such a weapon in high school football.
So 1st and 10, Trojans from their own 20-yard line. Clemens will fake the handoff, hit a little receiver screen. Some hitting tonight.
Yeah.
Jacob, that's number 9, Hayden Gray for Hartselle, coming up and making the stop.
Yeah, and so right here what you want to see him duck under that last block and then get back outside. Like I said, the mean guys are inside, so once you catch that tunnel screen, you want to try to peel it back out.
We've got a flag. So we'll see what this call is. Got a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on Hartselle. That'll be a 1st down for Muscle Shoals. That's the last thing Coach Burton Newton and his staff wants, is to be giving 1st downs with under 2.5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, clock winding down. You don't want to, especially a penalty like that, it's going to take them 15 yards.
You know, the effort penalties, the offside, or when you're trying to make a play, a face mask or
right.
a hold I think coaches can live with, but those type that are just unnecessary.
Any type of dead ball penalty is going to be frowned upon by coaching staff.
1st and 10, Muscle Shoals from their own 41-yard line. Clements in the shotgun. He's got number 4, Davian Reynolds, in the backfield with him. He'll drop back to throw. He's pressured. He'll escape the pocket, and he's got room to run before sliding down in Hartselle territory around the 48-yard line.
Yeah, and so we saw some good coverage right here by this Hartselle defense. Clemens just did a really good job of squeezing through a little pocket, getting down there and getting down, not taking the hit. That's a smart move by a quarterback.
You like that?
I didn't do that a whole lot.
1st and 10 from the Hartselle 47. Clemens will fake the handoff. Plenty of time. He's rolling out to his right. He's going to throw it deep, and it is broken up by Shad Priola down at the 8-yard line.
Yeah, and so you had your receiver, Pritchard. He slipped on the sideline over there. And then you saw number 28, Rashad Samples. He turned into a defensive back.
Took the official out.
Took the official out as well.
Priola and Hudson back on the coverage.
And again, I know Clemens, he can do things with his legs. That's not what he wants to do. He'd rather find an open receiver. But I did see some daylight out in front of him.
He's had daylight on any time he's rolled. So Fowler in motion. They'll swing it out to Fowler. He's got plenty of room out there. Hartselle will come up. Number 20, Braylon swoops, but not before a good pickup by Muscle Shoals.
Yeah, and that's been one of Fowler's bread and butters this year is just a quick little out route. And he's a tough guy. He's taken some big hits on that sideline all year long, but he makes a good catch, gets upfield, and makes a positive game for this Trojan offense.
The natives are getting restless on the sideline. That'll be a carry up the middle. Nothing there, but he'll bounce it outside and have the Muscle Shoals first down to the Hartselle 34-yard line. That's Reynolds on the carry. So Muscle Shoals has got 2 very large tents set up for their football players. That's making it difficult for their own fans to see. And then the band was bringing their props in that are very tall. Clemens will swing it out. He'll have Pritchard on the reception on the little receiver screen. He'll be brought down at about the 30-yard line, so pickup of about 4, and Muscle Shoals will use its first timeout.
Yeah, and you saw how he got under that first block and bent it back towards the sideline. That's what you have to do in this screen game to get it back away from the mean guys.
39, Holland Hurley in on the stop for Hartselle. So Muscle Shoals will use their first timeout. 48 seconds left. 17-3 Hartselle, 2nd and 6.
Yeah, so Muscle Shoals band preparing to perform at halftime. They've got a couple props that they got down the sideline. Very tall props. We are extremely excited to see this show at halftime. But it's not halftime yet.
It's not halftime yet.
No, Muscle Shoals band, they do a great job putting on a show, not only at halftime, during the game as well, playing, and then they also travel around to competitions and different showcases. Muscle Shoals is very proud of their band, as they should be.
So 2nd and 6 from the 30 for Muscle Shoals. Clemens will have Reynolds in the backfield, 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Fowler will go in motion from left to right. Clemens will turn, and he's going to throw it deep. Jump ball. Number 17 for Hartselle. That's Hudson was there, Chris Hudson.
And again, Samples had to turn into a defensive back right there. Prevent Hudson from making a play. Fowler came in motion. He ran a quick little flat route. I feel like Clemens could have hit him right quick. Got a couple yards, got out of bounds, stopped the clock. keep moving in the right direction. That's what you don't want to do right here. You at least want to give yourself a chance to kick a field goal at the end of this drive.
So 3rd and 6, 42 seconds left. Clemens will drop back to throw. Again, rolling out to his right. He's going to throw it back across his body, and it's broken up again. And then a very late flag from the side judge on this side. We're going to have pass interference, I believe. Jacob, this Hartselle secondary led by Cole Miles, Chris Hudson, Brady Riddle-Hoover, Shad Priola, they all come in with interceptions. So very good secondary.
Yeah, we talked about that pregame, just the turnover margin that Hartselle has this year. Just doing a really good job of getting takeaways, getting the ball back to their offense, and we've seen that already once tonight. And so they're really going at it right here, even though they did get a pass interference penalty right there.
That'll give Muscle Shoals an automatic first down at the Hartselle 15, so 1st and 10 from the 15.
I tell you, Cade Clemens has gotten lucky these last 2 throws, kind of throwing across his body to the middle of the field, which is a big no-no for any quarterback.
So Clemens with Reynolds in the backfield. He will swing it out across the middle, intended for Fowler, and it'll fall incomplete in the end zone.
Yeah, I think Clemens was looking for Fowler to keep it a little more up the seam right here, so he runs this little cross, and I think
he's got him right there at the 5.
I think he just wanted to keep it up that seam, which it's a tough route. They probably practice that route from the middle of the field, and so you tell them the seam, and so when you're running it from the seam that you want to be running up, it can get a little confusing.
Clemens will roll out to his right, throw it, and Samples had it right at the goal line. It was back behind him just a little bit.
Yeah, that's a play right there where you fuss on both of them. Clemens has to do a better job of getting in front of him, and then Samples.
Well, he's got 2 guys basically in the same spot. Pritchard and Samples were both right there at the goal line. So that'll bring up 3rd and 10 for the Trojans with 26 seconds left.
So this is going to be a really crucial right here. Then you make a decision as a coach. Is this 4-down territory?
He'll hand it to Reynolds on a running play left, and we're not sure where he went out of bounds. There's the props we're talking about earlier. So we'll see where they spot him.
Yeah, so that was a split zone veer right there. And so I really would have – I know that was a really good run by Reynolds and was able to pick up some good yardage. But the cutback lane was what was there. That's what was open. Sometimes these running backs, they get a little too antsy.
So they'll mark it at the 6. This will bring up a 4th and 1. They'll turn and hand it to Reynolds. He'll fight forward, and he's in for the Muscle Shoals touchdown. Great run by Davian Reynolds.
And that is a huge answer for Muscle Shoals right there. Getting the offense into the end zone was crucial at this moment. Number 1, you want to do it right before halftime because Hartselle gets the ball coming out of halftime. Number 2, you've had some struggles early in this game. That first quarter was tough to watch as a Muscle Shoals fan, and so maybe they've kicked that door in. Maybe they've turned the lights on, and we're going to have a barn burner here tonight.
So that'll cut the lead to 7 with the extra point by Garcia. 17-10 now. Hartselle leading Muscle Shoals. 14.8 seconds left until halftime.
So this Muscle Shoals crowd is really starting to warm up. I think part of it was due to trying to see over the props, but they are on their feet, and then the players gave them something to cheer about with Reynolds getting into the end zone.
Yeah, that was a big drive for this Trojan team. They needed that.
But what we've seen twice already tonight from this Hartselle offense is really quick touchdowns. One-play bombs, big plays. And so while there's only 14 seconds left, you can't necessarily hold your breath. And we saw a great kick return by your boy Falciani earlier.
What you're coaching, what do you do? Say you don't get a good return, do you just take it into halftime?
Yeah, I think so.
Even though you have had some explosive plays, I don't
with as good as this Muscle Shoals defensive line is, yeah, if you don't get a good return.
So Falciani will pick it up on the hop and bring it out to the 25. Ball came out, but they were ruling him down at the 25. Hartselle did recover it. But Hartselle will have it 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line with 8 seconds left. Yeah, I don't think you want to turn the ball over here.
Yeah, and like I said, as tough as this defensive line is for Muscle Shoals, unless you've got a trick play in the bag that you feel extremely confident about giving it a shot right here.
And it looks like they will just
take
a knee as Morris way behind Lee, and he'll take a knee at the 20-yard line and take us into halftime. Your halftime score, Hartselle 17, Muscle Shoals 10. Jacob, I think we got a great second half coming.
So excited.
You're watching high school football right here on the X Sports Network, brought to you by Bank Independent.
Imagine a bank where you feel at home. Real people living right here in your community are the heart of Bank Independent and everything we do. You have our commitment to bring the people, ideas, and resources together that create a stronger community full of endless potential. For over 75 years, we've served this place we all call home. Bank Independent. We're invested in you.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your sports forecast.
Fred Gossett here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center on this Friday evening with your latest forecast update. Clouds will be thickening as we head through the evening and the overnight. Temperatures are still going to drop into the 40s, but not quite as much as what we have been the past few overnights, because the cloud cover is going to act as a bit of an insulating blanket overnight. So we're talking about mid to upper 40s for most of us across the area, with skies becoming mostly cloudy to overcast. Limited sunshine here for Saturday, but I do expect some breaks of sunshine at times. Mostly cloudy otherwise. Daytime highs up into the low to mid 70s for most of us. A stray upper 60 here and there because of the cloud cover. More of an east-southeasterly wind, and then only falling back mainly into the low to mid 50s. Saturday night as clouds really thicken up, and maybe a few rain showers starting during the early morning hours after midnight. That's certainly possible. Rain will be more likely on our Sunday. It's going to be a wet day at times as widespread rain overspreads the area, especially by midday and afternoon, but it could start as early as the morning hours. I just think it'll be a little more off and on during the morning. Some of the rainfall during the afternoon into the evening locally heavy, maybe a rumble or two of thunder, but I don't expect any severe storms. That would be well off to the south of this red line. That's the warm front. We're actually going to have a breezy easterly wind with the wedge of cooler air from Georgia that will keep us cool and stable as the rain falls into that. The evaporational cooling process with that will keep us in the 50s all day for our Sunday. A chilly, raw, rainy day around here on Sunday. Lingering showers likely into Monday, Tuesday. Maybe a bit more in the way of heavier rain and a rumble or two of thunder late Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning. And then showers continue into Wednesday to be fairly likely before tapering off as we get to the end of the week. So if you're going to head to the pumpkin patch this weekend, you know this is the last weekend we have before Halloween. So if you haven't gotten your jack-o'-lantern yet, this weekend is the time to do it. Saturday is going to be the day to do that, not Sunday, with the rain likely a soggy day here for our Sunday. 7-day temperature trend here. We're going to be on the cool side once we get past Saturday. Saturday is the last warm day we have for the next 7, staying in the 70s. And then for much of the time, from Sunday all the way through Halloween, between the mid to upper 50s to at times the low to mid 60s here. And that 63 and 65 for Monday and Tuesday, that may actually trend downward depending on how much sunshine we get in and around the rain showers. So going to be noticeably cooler here once we get past our 70s on Saturday. As you get that first cup of coffee in the morning, if you're an early riser on Saturday mornings, mostly cloudy skies here starting in the mid to upper 40s for most of us. Headed for the mid-70s by the afternoon with partly sunny to mostly cloudy skies, a few late night rain showers after midnight. And then a rainy, breezy, windy day here for Sunday. Those easterly winds, they could gust at 20, 25, 30 miles per hour at times. A few rumbles of thunder are possible, but not expecting any severe storms. Showers likely at times on Monday, Tuesday. Maybe some locally heavy downpours and a few rumbles of thunder Tuesday night. Not expecting severe storms then either. Chance of showers continues through Wednesday, maybe lingering into Thursday. For right now, and this is subject to change, I want to stress that. But for right now, early indications are Halloween looks to be clearing out, but cool with daytime highs into the mid-50s. That's the Look latest 7-day forecast. We'll get you back to the game coverage right here on the X Sports Network.
down, y'all just pull me back up?
We're proud to present your halftime entertainment, the Hartselle High School marching band. Band directors Randall Key, Brian Nix, and Noah Virginia. Tonight the band will be performing their halftime show entitled Band on a Bayou. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Hartselle High School marching band.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your sports forecast.
Fred Gossett here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center on this Friday evening with your latest forecast update. Clouds will be thickening as we head through the evening and the overnight. Temperatures are still going to drop into the 40s, but not quite as much as what we have been the past few overnights, because the cloud cover is going to act as a bit of an insulating blanket overnight. So we're talking about mid to upper 40s for most of us across the area, with skies becoming mostly cloudy to overcast. Limited sunshine here for Saturday, but I do expect some breaks of sunshine at times. Mostly cloudy otherwise. Daytime highs up into the low to mid 70s for most of us. A stray upper 60 here and there because of the cloud cover. More of an east-southeasterly wind, and then only falling back mainly into the low to mid 50s Saturday night as clouds really thicken up, and maybe a few rain showers starting during the early morning hours after midnight. That's certainly possible. Rain will be more likely on our Sunday. It's going to be a wet day at times as widespread rain overspreads the area, especially by midday and afternoon, but it could start as early as the morning hours. I just think it'll be a little more off and on during the morning. Some of the rainfall during the afternoon into the evening locally heavy, maybe a rumble or two of thunder, but I don't expect any severe storms. That would be well off to the south of this red line that's the warm front. We're actually going to have a breezy easterly wind with the wedge of cooler air from Georgia that will keep us cool and stable as the rain falls into that. The evaporational cooling process with that will keep us in the 50s all day for our Sunday. A chilly, raw, rainy day around here on Sunday. Lingering showers likely into Monday, Tuesday. Maybe a bit more in the way of heavier rain and a rumble or two of thunder late Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning. And then showers continue into Wednesday. 7-day temperature trend here. We're going to be on the cool side once we get past Saturday. Saturday is the last warm day we have for the next 7, staying in the 70s. And then for much of the time, from Sunday all the way through Halloween, between the mid to upper 50s to at times the low to mid 60s here. And that 63 and 65 for Monday and Tuesday, that may actually trend downward depending on how much sunshine we get in and around the rain showers. So going to be noticeably cooler here once we get past our 70s on Saturday. As you get that first cup of coffee in the morning, if you're an early riser on Saturday mornings, mostly cloudy skies here starting in the mid to upper 40s for most of us. Headed for the mid 70s by the afternoon with partly sunny to mostly cloudy skies, a few late night rain showers after midnight. And then a rainy, breezy, windy day here for Sunday. Those easterly winds, they could gust at 20, 25, 30 miles per hour at times. A few rumbles of thunder are possible, but not expecting any severe storms. Showers likely at times on Monday, Tuesday. Maybe some locally heavy downpours and a few rumbles of thunder Tuesday night. Not expecting severe storms then either. Chance of showers continues through Wednesday, maybe lingering into Thursday. For right now, and this is subject to change, I want to stress that, but for right now, early indications are Halloween looks to be clearing out, but cool with daytime highs into the mid-50s. That's the Look for latest 7-day forecast. We'll get you back to the game coverage right here on the Exports Network.
Bank Independent. We're invested in you.
Welcome back. Coming out of halftime, start of the third quarter. Hartselle leading Muscle Shoals 17-10. Hartselle will receive the kickoff. Jacob, I think it's a pretty big drive coming right out of the second half for both teams.
Absolutely. We saw some, obviously Hartselle came out right off the jump, scored 2 big touchdowns in that first quarter, finished it up with a field goal in the second quarter. Muscle Shoals struggled a little bit early on, and then you really saw them catch fire there towards the end of the half and finally punch one in for a touchdown after they had a field goal in the second quarter as well. And so that momentum, it's kind of even right now. And so this is going to be a big drive for both Hartselle offense and Muscle Shoals defense, which both are very talented units for either team. And so this is gonna be the tipping point for the momentum. Which way is it going to go to start this second half?
Yeah, I was going to kind of ask you that because it is a game of momentum. Mm-hmm. Hartselle had a lot of the momentum the first half. Muscle Shoals scoring to get some momentum, but then you go into the locker room.
Right.
So how does that reset then when you I mean, I'm imagining that you just got to establish it all over again.
Yeah, no, it essentially is. Now it makes it a little easier conversation in the halftime locker room.
Garcia's kick for Muscle Shoals is a line drive. It'll be fielded by Jaden Morris. He'll take it up to the 36 or 37, and then we've got a flag.
Again, a little extracurricular.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. The flag came in after the play was over.
Well, it's not going to be great, whichever side it goes against. Let's see, Hartselle assistant coach Marcus Robinson, former UNA football player, played a year with me, and then also I coached him for a couple years. He was shaking his fist, an indication that it was against Muscle Shoals, and that's what it appears to be.
Didn't see if it was a personal foul or a unsportsmanlike conduct, so I'm not sure. But, you know, if you're Hartselle now coming out of halftime, you're going to have 1st and 10 from the Muscle Shoals 46 to start your drive.
Yeah, that's a dagger for this Muscle Shoals team. You know, the kick didn't end up exactly how you wanted it to. You know, those line drives to the second row gives them a good chance at a return in good field position. Then you tack on 15 yards on top of that, and Hartselle's starting off with the ball in plus territory.
It'll be at the 47 of Muscle Shoals. Carter Lee, your quarterback. Jaden Morris behind him in the pistol formation. Ethan Haynes, your slot guy on the left. He will sprint out, then come back. Looks like he may have been a little bit early, Jacob, but don't see a flag as Morris will pick up maybe 5 yards.
Yeah, you can see right here he does turn up just a little bit, maybe just that shoulder. Got to be careful with that. I know you're trying to get a competitive edge. Still got to play within the boundaries. I mentioned Marcus Robinson, assistant coach for Hartselle. Hartselle also has 2 other former UNA football players, and Grant Lake and Wade Miller.
Both staffs full of UNA players. As Lee will fake it to Morris and throw it across the middle. That'll be caught by Miles down at the 35-yard line. That'll be good for a Hartselle first down. Just a little slot stop route.
Yeah, and you see that play action, how it sucked the linebackers up. And so the linebackers came up, and he was able to just drop it right behind them for a nice little gain.
So 1st and 10, Hartselle from the Muscle Shoals 35. Haynes again in motion. They'll swing it out to Morris out of the backfield. He's hit hard but falls forward. Number 16 for Muscle Shoals, Dontarius Purrier, comes up to make the tackle after a gain of 4. Good job by Morris going forward, falling forward at least to pick up a couple of yards. Muscle Shoals had that well defended.
Yeah, Purrier, he's probably going to feel that one in the morning. That was a really big hit laid by Morris, but a good job of wrapping up and making the tackle, getting him down. You know, we talked about it in the first half. That's your run game right there by that quick swing pass.
So Miles will go in motion. Lee will take the snap, come back to his right. He'll hit John Morrow, but great coverage by Muscle Shoals. Play may have lost a yard.
And again, Devin Smith, we've talked about him. He read that screen. You saw him right there at his defensive end. He kind of shuffled in a little bit when he realized it was a screen pass. He immediately turned his head and got out there and found the receiver. And that's a big-time play. If he's not there, the receiver might be able to bend it back to the outside and gain a couple yards. But Devin Smith being there causing problems, not only in the run game, but also on the outside screen game as well.
Purrier also there for his second big play. Hayes again goes in motion, comes back, handed off to Morris, and just nothing doing. That's number 22, Brianni Jones. And that may be another loss of 1.
Yeah, Brianni Jones, not a big guy, but in there in the middle of everybody, in the middle of the trenches, making a play and getting a big
He
third
did a
down
great
stop.
job. Liam Wooten, big left guard for Hartselle, 6'4", 295-pound sophomore, was there to make the block, and Jones just slipped right underneath him to make the tackle, and Hartselle will go for it now on 4th and 5 from the Muscle Shoals 30. Carter Lee to throw. He'll swing it out to the right, and he'll be caught by Morris, and Hartselle will convert the 4th and 5.
And again, I mean, that was just your old school comeback route. Hit about 10 yards, 8 to 10 yards. Probably was designed right there with the 4th down in mind, trying to get past the sticks, turn around, and retrace just a little bit. And a great pitch and catch right there to keep this drive alive.
And what a benefit it is to be able to take your running back and split him out wide right.
Absolutely.
And run that play.
Without a doubt.
Pruitt now in the backfield as Morris will come left to right. Lee will fake it, and he's under pressure. He will turn and just throw it out of bounds. Officials are looking, and there's the flag for intentional grounding.
And even though you could, if you're on the Hartselle sideline, you could have made the argument, well, there was a receiver in the area, but quarterback was still in the pocket. Receiver was in a blocking situation that kind of pulled him away from where the throw ended up. So
that'll be a big loss all the way back to the 36-yard line. So, of course, loss of down as well. So
loss of down, and it's tracked back from where the throw was made, which puts them in a 2nd down and
maybe 25 or 26.
Get your toes out to count that one.
Lee drops back to throw. He's looking right. He will swing it out. It'll be caught by Falciani. He'll make a man miss and get it down to the 30-yard line. So get maybe 6 or 7 back, and another 3rd and really long now for Hartselle.
Yeah, and so right here, if you've got something in the playbook, maybe have something deeper, but also want something checked down, something short to, if it's not open deep down the field, maybe you can't get that 1st down. You need to at least give your field goal kicker a little extra room right here, get him a little bit closer.
Muscle Shoals crowd on our sideline making some noise for this defense as Morris will go out of the backfield. Lee looking to throw, nothing there. He'll just go forward and get what he can before he is dropped at about the 22-yard line.
That was number 17, Marcus Johnson, in on the tackle. Also number 16, Dontarius Purrier, making sure Carter Lee feels that one tomorrow morning.
So Sumner's in to attempt a 39-yard field goal. They'll put it down at the 29. Sumner's already made one. His kick is off and no good, not even close.
I think somebody might have got a piece of that one.
So this Muscle Shoals defense will hold and take over 1st and 10
see if we
from their own 20.
See if we got a hand on that one.
Is that Petway? Excuse me, Johnson?
Cam Johnson. If you want somebody to make a big play, Cam Johnson is always going to be the one to step up to the plate. And so great stop by Muscle Shoals defense right there. Gives the ball back to their offense without conceding any points. So they got a chance to take it down and tie it up right here.
Ball did make it into the end zone, so Muscle Shoals will take over 1st and 10 from their 20. Clemens, your quarterback. He'll sprint out to his right. Swing it out will be caught by Samples. He'll turn it upfield. Pick up about 8 yards, so 2nd and 2.
Good, and I like this from Samples, catching it, dropping that shoulder, getting to the sideline, and getting upfield. That's just a great pitch and catch right there from Clemens to Sample.
Actually gain a 9, so 2nd and 1 now. And again, that rollout has been there for this Muscle Shoals team all night. I think we had a back go the wrong way, or the quarterback went the wrong way. Clemens had nowhere to go, as Holland Hurley and Cole Miles were both there to drop him for
I think that
loss.
one's on Clemens right there. You see the whole offensive line. They're run blocking right, running back. LaShawn Tapscott went right as well.
Loss of 4, so now 3rd and 5 for Muscle Shoals.
Now what you don't want to do, you got some momentum back. If you're Muscle Shoals on that last defensive drive, getting that blocked field goal, it'd be really tough to turn it over to 3 and out.
Clemens dropped back to throw. He's looking right. He's going to sling it deep, way out of bounds. Intended for Samples.
Yeah, and there's a couple of rules for a quarterback. If you're throwing a deep ball, throwing a fade, you don't throw it, you don't overthrow it, you don't throw it inside, and you don't throw it out of bounds. Those are your 3 rules. You can live throwing it a little short because you want your receiver to be able to come back and make a play on the ball, but if you overthrow it or throw it out of bounds, he doesn't have a chance, and if you throw it inside, you're in the pick territory.
So the Muscle Shoals punt is away. A very high punt. Fair catch called for. Hartselle will make it at their own 47-yard line. So you're watching high school football right here on the X Sports Network, brought to you by Bank Independent.
So it's been a pretty amazing journey with the Orion Amphitheater. The design was ambitious. It's pretty incredible, the caliber of artists that we've had through these doors. Bank Independent has been such a great partner because not only are they taking the stress of the finances off of our plate, but they're investing in us as we're investing in them. And I think that is a strong partnership. Obviously, they've done a fantastic job, and the spirit of what Bank Independent does is right there in the name.
Welcome back. Hartselle take over 1st and 10 from their own 47. Lee will swing it out, be caught by Polachek at the, he'll take it actually down inside the 40-yard line to the 39.
And Ashley, this right here, this is what I've been talking about. You watch 19 catch it, and first thing he does is drop his shoulder and get upfield. So many receivers, they can gain so many extra yards by catching it and deciding, if it's a stick route, a hitch route like that, the quarterback should read the defense and throw it to either one shoulder or the other shoulder. Whichever shoulder he throws it to, you should catch it, dip that shoulder, and get upfield.
It's really about that first move you make right after you catch it, right? Lee dragged the pass. Throw it out here to the right side for Polachek. It will be incomplete. That's number 9, Tyan Smith on the coverage. Yes. Lee's just doesn't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
As Johnson fought through 2 blocks.
And even in the 2 big pass completions that we've seen tonight and the 2 touchdowns, Lee still didn't have time, didn't have much time. He took a big hit in both of those and was just able to throw it out just far enough for his receiver to make the catch. He's going to have a tough time the rest of the night, and anybody this year for that matter is going to have a tough time with this Muscle Shoals defensive line.
2nd and 10, Hartselle. Lee running the option. He'll pitch it out to Pruitt. He'll gain about 4 before he is brought down on that left side. That's number 0 from Muscle Shoals. That's Cameron Hogan's coming up to make the stop. So 3rd and a long 6 now. We know our camera's bouncy. There's a lot of people over here. We're set up outside on a little platform. So I hope you can bear with us as it shakes.
Hopefully our voices are soothing enough.
Lee with the quarterback keeper. He'll try the left side, and there's just nothing there.
Yeah,
that's Cadence Houston.
Yeah, I mean that hasn't been there all night. It's a very interesting call given what's happened in the first half and the particular situation. Unless
I think you were probably planning on 2 downs.
You have this idea of keeping the offense out there and going for it, and so that looks like what Hartselle's going to do. They're going to leave Lee and company out there, see if they can convert right here.
Miles will go in motion from right to left. He'll settle in the slide on the left. Morris in the backfield. Lee will swing it out. It'll be caught. I believe we had a little lateral play called there. As Falciani caught it, and now he's down at the 30-yard line. I'm not sure if that's enough for the first down or not, but it did look like that he was going to turn and pitch that to Miles.
I think so. I think you're right. Cole Miles, you see him, number 13, the slot receiver. I think that was the plan.
It took him a little too long. It took Miles a little too long to get out. And it's going to be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, Cameron Hogan's coming up to make that stop right there and thwarting the chance for the hook and ladder. And so this is 2 big drives by this Muscle Shoals defense. Getting a blocked field goal on the last drive. Offense comes out, goes 3 and out, punts it back to Hartselle. And then Hartselle turns it over on downs. Muscle Shoals defense providing the juice this second half.
So 1st and 10, and I think this, coming into this, we probably thought this was what this game was going to be a lot of, was a defensive battle, and I think it's kind of settled into that now in the 3rd quarter. Clemens in at quarterback. He's got Reynolds behind him. He'll fake it to him, and he's going to swing it out. It's going to be caught by Fowler. He'll pick up about 4 yards to bring up 2nd and 6.
Yeah, just missed an opportunity right here. I think if Trey Love out there at wide receiver, if he's got his eyes up and he's blocking most dangerous right there. If it's outside linebacker or if it's safety, whichever one was going to get down there first. As deep as the safety was, he should have known it was that outside linebacker. Might have had a scene.
Take the handoff right up the middle. He's pushing the pile forward. And that'll be good for a Muscle Shoals 1st down up to the 43-yard line. That's the last 2 handoffs for Reynolds up the middle, the last being, of course, the touchdown run that he's just put his head behind those linemen and kept his legs moving.
Yeah, we've seen some really tough running from Reynolds this game. We didn't really see it until that last drive of the 2nd quarter. And then coming out right now, and they hand it to him again, he does the same.
So 1st and 10 now. Reynolds will stay in the backfield. Clemens drops back to throw. He's pressured, and he's going to be dropped. 97, Tyler Milan had him first before Dalton Butane finished it off, Jacob. That's a big loss.
That is. And Muscle Shoals was starting to catch a little traction right there with a quick screen to Fowler and then up the middle to Reynolds. And this Hartselle defensive line says, hey, we're here too. It's not just Muscle Shoals' defensive line making plays tonight.
So that'll be a loss of about 8. So 2nd and 18 now for the Trojans as we come up on 2 minutes remaining here in a scoreless 3rd quarter.
What Clemens has to realize right here is you don't have to get them all back on this play.
Clemens looks going to swing it out. It looks like the guys were running a deeper route, so he'll pull it and go forward to about the 42 and get a lot of that sack yardage back to make this 3rd and 10.
Yeah, that was just a good job of improvising, getting north and south, getting what you can. And like you said, it gives them a 3rd down and manageable right here.
So 3rd and 10 from their own 43-yard line. Clements will have 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Reynolds in the backfield. Hartselle with 3 down linemen, dropping everybody else in coverage. Draw play to Reynolds, and he's got plenty of room. And he's going to have enough for a 1st down. It's taken into Hartselle territory down to the 44-yard line. So great play call on the draw.
Great play call. Couldn't have happened at a better time. Hartselle had 3 down linemen. They were anticipating a pass right there, so they tried to drop 8 guys in coverage. And that draw worked out to perfection. Good job by the offensive line, making sure that they secured those 3 down before they worked up to that 2nd level, which gave him enough to get that 1st down.
So Tapscott and Reynolds now in the backfield, each flanking Clements. He'll fake it to Tapscott and drop back to throw. He's going to throw it across the middle, and he's got a man. That is Pritchard. And he'll take it inside the 20. Down to the 16-yard line.
And that was just you can call it a couple different things. You can call it a bender or a deep over. But Pritchard got to that spot on the field, and Clemens delivered a strike. Keep this drive alive.
Clemens to throw again across the middle. He's got a slant to Pritchard again, right on the inside, and he'll take it in for a Trojan touchdown. So with 43 seconds remaining, Muscle Shoals is a PAT away from tying this game up at 17.
Yeah, that's just a big-time play right there. Big-time throwing catch, slant route. Pritchard had to beat the defender right there. Great throw by Clemens, getting Pritchard in the end zone.
Jacob has made some friends here in the stands. As Garcia's extra point is up, and it's good. So 43 seconds left, 17-all. You're watching high school football right here on the X Sports Network, brought to you by Bank Independent.
Well, I think Fame and Muscle Shoals music is here because we're fiercely independent. And in the early days, it was hard because it was hard for banks to get their head around, we're going to give these hippies some money to go make music. We've been doing business with Bank Independent since the 70s, and to know that they've got our back, it means a lot, and it just kind of takes the stress off of doing business day to day. They've always been there, and it's always just been a phone call away.
So right back where we started, all square, 17 apiece. As Garcia will tee it up. Hartselle's had several good returns and started in Muscle Shoals territory a couple of times, so we'll see what Garcia does here. Just a little squib kick. It'll be picked up at the 20-yard line by Morris. He'll get up to the 31-yard line where Hartselle will start their drive.
That was a good tackle by Keve Foster right there. Great job by the upbacks on the return team of letting that ball go through. You know, you see guys sometimes they want to jump in and try to be the hero and pick up that ball as it's zooming past them on the ground. Great job letting it get back there. Get back there to your return men and let them try to make something of it. But Muscle Shoals did a really good job in coverage, and Hartselle's got about a 69-yard drive to get in the end zone right here.
So 1st and 10 from their own 31, 39 seconds left here in the third quarter. They'll hand it to Morris. He'll fight forward for about 3 yards before he's brought down by Johnson.
Yeah, Cam Johnson, you watch right here. They try to do a motion to a cross block on the inside zone. And so number 42, Ethan Haynes right there, was supposed to kick out Johnson. Johnson just does a really good job of dropping that shoulder, getting underneath the block.
Yeah, and he crashed in as soon as.
Right. Makes it a really difficult block, especially when you're coming in motion. You want that guy to be able to be under control at that block, and so when you bring him in motion, it makes it a tough block.
So 2nd and 7. Could be the last play of the third quarter, will be. They'll swing it out, intended for Braden Weathers, and he could not connect.
And Lee right
I think
there.
we ran a little stop route, and Weathers may have run in with a slant. So that'll take us to the end of the third quarter, Jacob. 17-all.
We've got
12 minutes to decide the Region 7 champion. You're watching high school football on the X Sports Network, brought to you by Bank Independent.
At C&B Linen, fast, friendly, and reliable service is our promise to you. Because you're not just a customer, you're family. From multi-use linen to branded floor coverings and a complete range of cleaning supplies, C&B Linen is here to make sure you have everything you need. From our high-quality products to our fast, friendly, and reliable service, you'll experience the difference with C&B Linen. Because you're not just a client, you're part of our family. You'll be winning with C&B Linen.
I've been using Bank Independent as my primary bank for over 10 years now. Working with Chandler was amazing. She's an absolute professional. She was always there to answer my questions, which I had a lot of. Just felt like I got taken care of from start to finish.
Big third down coming out of this third quarter break. First play of the fourth quarter as Hartselle will be facing a 3rd and 7, and I don't think you want to go 3 and out again.
Yeah,
and give it back to Muscle Shoals, who's got a little bit of rhythm now on offense.
Right. This Muscle Shoals defense has been playing so good this second half. They really came out with a fire lit under their tails. So Hartselle needs to find something that gets them moving down the field.
Lee will drop back to throw. He'll look out to his right, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Muscle Shoals.
Looks like that's number 9, Tylen Smith, with a big-time play right there to give the ball back to this Muscle Shoals team who has caught fire in this second half.
So great field position for Muscle Shoals as they will take over from at the Hartselle 37-yard line.
Yeah, and you can see Carter Lee's just not comfortable back there in that pocket. He's been having to deal with Devin Smith and Cam Johnson all night long, and so his feet are starting to get a little happy. And so when you start moving around the pocket, it can really throw off your accuracy. And so just a great play by Tylen Smith jumping in front of that pass, giving the ball back to his offense.
Johnson and Smith get a lot of the credit, but Caden Houston, big number 99, may be my favorite one of the bunch. Ezra Fowler on a little end around. He'll put his foot in the ground and go north and south, take it down to the 26-yard line, maybe the 27.
Yeah, that's a little shovel pass right there to Fowler, who's been such a tough player all year long.
Austin Payne for Hartselle lost his footing.
Ezra listed at 5'9", 135, but he plays in that H-back tight end set. You see him on this play, he's lined down at tight end on the right side. He's giving up a lot of weight to some of those guys he's playing against.
Gain of 9. Reynolds will take it around left end with nothing doing. Number 20, Braylon Swoops, will meet him in the backfield. Maybe a loss of 1, so that'll bring up 3rd and 2 for the Trojans.
Now a big stop right here would be crucial for Hartselle, as Muscle Shoals seems to have thrown some gas on the proverbial fire this second half.
Tapscott and Reynolds in the backfield. They'll give it to Reynolds. Actually, Clemens will keep it and go around left end. He'll be pushed out by Miles, and we'll see if it's enough for the first down. It may be.
And so that's a gutsy play right there by Clemens. When you pull that, it's a zone read. Nobody else out there. Looks like they are going
to be a little bit short.
Yeah,
so
leave him short.
4th and half a yard now for Muscle Shoals, and they will keep the offense on the field. As we've got a stoppage.
They might try to measure this one. Chain gang, this is your
shining moment.
Time to shine right here.
Dr. Chuck Gill, I see you right there. Our vet for so long when we were here in Hartselle. Former player here at Hartselle, also played at Alabama A&M as a defensive lineman.
This can be a big-time call right here. Looks like
it is short.
It's going to be a little short.
Maybe just a couple of inches. So we'll see what Muscle Shoals. They're going to go for it, I'm sure.
I would
it's just
think
what
so.
The call will be.
With this momentum that they've got right now and it being literally a couple inches, I mean, I don't know if you don't just get under center and run a quarterback sneak right here.
But can we get under center anymore?
That's
you see it every
question.
Week on Friday night and on Saturday, or we just can't. We just don't get under center anymore.
It's just not desired nowadays, and you do so much practicing in the gun that you get in a situation like this, you don't feel comfortable.
They've got the big back Tapscott in. They'll hand it to him. He'll have the first down as he fights inside the 25 down to the 24-yard line. That's a safe bet to give it to Tapscott, only needing a couple of inches.
Absolutely, and that's just going to be for the offensive line and tight ends right there. That's just man-on-man blocking. You're blocking the guy in front of you. Hartselle put down 7-8 guys on that defensive line to try to get a stop right there, and so it was essentially me versus you, who's going to win.
You just don't want any penetration, right? You don't want anybody splitting that gap, disrupting the play in the backfield before it has a chance to get started. So Clemens in the shotgun with Tapscott. He'll turn and hand it to him. He'll cut it back inside. He'll fight down for a couple before Miles and Gray will drop him at the 23, maybe the 22. So
still just not a lot of action up the middle or between the tackles this game. Both front sevens are playing extremely well defending the run. And this is what we expected. I mean, we knew these two defenses were going to be highly talented all season long.
So Tapscott behind Clements. Samples will go in motion from right to left. Clemens will swing it out to this side. It'll be caught by Pritchard. He'll break a tackle. Still fighting forward, as Christopher Hudson will finally drag him down, but not before Muscle Shoals picks up another first down.
So a little RPO action right there, and that's a long throw out there for Clemens to make. But if he's able to complete it and you're able to break a tackle like we saw right there, everybody else was so far on the other side of the field because they had those receivers split all the way out to the bottom of the numbers. So one missed tackle and you've got a lot of open space.
So Muscle Shoals with 1st and 10 now from the Hartselle 14-yard line. They'll fake it to Tab Scott. He'll keep it and take it around left end before Hudson drops him for maybe a gain of 1.
Yeah, that's a great open field solo tackle by your safety, Hudson, coming down and making a great play right there. Great read by Clemens. Really made it a tough read for Hartselle's Austin Payne there off the edge. That inside zone is pretty much a staple in any offense you see across the nation.
So Clemens will fake it, swing it out to Fowler. He'll cut back inside, can't break the tackle of Holland Hurley. Take it to the 11, so 3rd and 7 now.
Really good job. Look at this Hartselle defense just swarming the
1,
ball
2,
carrier.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys.
Yeah, that's what good football teams do is they swarm the ball carrier, make sure they get him to the ground. But this defense is really going to have to step up right here, bow their backs, dig their heel in the ground, try to get a stop, at least hold them to a field goal.
So 3rd and 7. They'll pull it. He's got Fowler right in the middle.
Little pop
and
pass.
I believe he may be down at the 1-yard line. But that will be a first down for Muscle Shoals.
Yeah, that was just a little pop pass right there.
He got inside.
Fowler. You see him motion across right here. Little arc like he's going to block.
The play fake completely pulled Austin Payne in.
Absolutely, and that's what that play is designed for. You know, now if Payne for whatever reason would have hung back, then you just hand the ball off and you hope that you got an extra hat in the box.
So Tab Scott will take it.
Race
to the end zone, and he'll be in. So Muscle Shoals now. At one point, it was a 17-3 Hartselle lead, and Muscle Shoals with 21 unanswered. And they now lead 23-7 with the extra point still to come.
Yeah, and you see all the offensive linemen celebrating too. They want to be held up in the air. This has just been an incredible, from that last drive in the second quarter until now, just an incredible turnaround by this Muscle Shoals team.
So Garcia in for the extra point. And that kick is up and good. So now with 6:57 remaining, Muscle Shoals taking their first lead of the game, 24-17. You're watching high school football on the X Sports Network, brought to you by Bank Independent.
Hey folks, you'll never guess where I'm at today. That's right, I'm at my Quick Mart store. Starting off with a fresh cup of coffee, and guess what's next? The biscuit. That was quick and easy, and I'm ready to start my day. Head on over to your favorite Quick Mart store and start your day out right.
Welcome back. 6:57. Garcia with the ball teed up at the 40-yard line for Muscle Shoals. As they have reeled off 21 unanswered points since the 14-second mark left in the second quarter. Hartselle just unable to get anything going on offense since those early drives. Another squib pick. Hartselle will let it go. They'll pick it up at the 25. Pretty good coverage. Jaden Morris picked it up. He'll take it out to the 36-yard line, 36-yard line. So good starting field position. Not bad for Hartselle. But they got to do something with it. It's do or die time.
Right, and you can tell Muscle Shoals they do not want to kick it deep. They do not want to kick it deep to Cade Falciani. He had one really good return in the first half, and they don't want to test those waters again. So you keep seeing these squib kicks up the middle.
And of course, Falciani with 2 touchdown receptions in the first quarter. Not sure we've seen them go to him since. Lee will swing it out. Be caught, but Pritchard with fantastic coverage. Maybe a gain of 1 to Palachek.
Yeah, and Pritchard, he'll do this. He'll play off. He'll play 10 to 12 yards off the receiver, but he can trigger so fast and get downhill and make that tackle that he's able to do that. Not everybody out there playing cornerback can do things like Pritchard does.
So 2nd and 9. Lee again will drop back to throw. He'll swing it out to the right side. It'll be caught. That's Falciani up to the 40-yard line. So gain of just 2 or 3. So another 3rd and long, 3rd and 6 for Hartselle.
But I do like that. I do like getting the ball in Falciani's hands. Even if it's just a short completion, you're establishing that connection again between Lee and Falciani.
Ethan Haynes comes in motion from right to left. And then they'll look at the sideline to check the play. He'll send Haynes back to the slot. Palachek out to the near side in the slot. Lee will drop back to throw. He's under pressure, and he's going to be dropped. Ball's out. The ball is out. Fallen on by Liam Wooten for Hartselle all the way back to the 27-yard line. But I think Lee's got to have that internal clock that he doesn't have that much time. He's got Morris out on the right side at the 45-yard line. That internal clock's got to go off a little bit quicker against this defensive line.
You're right.
I believe this is Hartselle's first punt of the night. It's a good high punt. Fair catch, and it's muffed. It's muffed, and it'll be recovered by Hartselle inside Muscle Shoals territory down to the 28 as number 48.
Wow.
Parker Worley will fall on it.
That's definitely a big-time play right there that both teams are going to talk about after the game, no matter how this ends up.
So that's the 2nd turnover of the night for Muscle Shoals. Hartselle with just 1 so far.
And that was a very, very good punt, very high, deep punt. Return man had to relocate, try to find it. Made it really difficult for him to catch. And then, of course, Hartselle there ready to pounce on it as soon as he muffed it.
So Lee will send Haynes across in motion. He'll hand it to Pruitt right up the middle. He'll fight forward for about 3 yards, maybe 2, before he is swallowed up.
And watch Cam Johnson here. He just continues to fight. He's blocked, he's blocked, he's blocked. He sheds the block, gets in there. It's Johnny on the spot, makes the tackle. But not for a couple yards. I mean, if you can rush for 4 yards up the middle in this game, then you're doing all right.
So coming up on 5 minutes remaining now. Muscle Shoals leading 24-17. Pruitt in the backfield with Lee. He'll fake it. Great play there by that's number 9 for Muscle Shoals. That's Smith getting his hands up because he's got Weathers on the slant.
He sure does, but Tylen Smith, just a ball hawk of a defender. He ended up with an interception earlier tonight. Was able to get a hand on that one, force a 3rd down.
So you're probably in 2-down territory here.
Yeah,
given 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, given the score and time situation, definitely a 2-down. You know, I like they've ran a little speed option there.
Little out pass is incomplete at the 20-yard line. So that's going to bring up 4th and 7.
And that's tough because that's just that's an easy pitch and catch right there. They've probably completed that pass 200 times in their life between each other. So now you got a big-time play right here. Muscle Shoals gets this ball back. They can theoretically milk that clock down pretty far.
5 on the play clock as Carter Lee still looks at his sideline. I think Hartselle's going to have to take a timeout, and they will. Yeah. So timeout, Hartselle will take it with them. You're watching the X Sports Network. High school football brought to you by Bank Independent.
At C&B Linen, fast, friendly, and reliable service is our promise to you. Because you're not just a customer, you're family. From multi-use linen to branded floor coverings and a complete range of cleaning supplies, C&B Linen is here to make sure you have everything you need. From our high-quality products to our fast, friendly, and reliable service, you'll experience the difference with C&B Linen. Because you're not just a client, you're part of our family. You'll be winning with C&B Linen.
I had somebody that was a phone call away or even a text message away, that if I was having trouble with the equipment or just didn't understand how to do something, they were here. They were at my business.
Bank Independent. We're invested in you.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Welcome back. 4:59 remaining, 4th and 7 for this Hartselle offense. Jaden Morris, your running back. Lee drops back to throw. He crowed across the middle. It's complete. It's dropped. Falciani had it. He was hit hard by Pritchard. And it'll fall incomplete. Great play by Pritchard, coming up and just delivering the hit. And Falciani is still down on the ground around the 13-yard line.
Yeah, he definitely took a big shot right there. That was a really good job by Carter Lee, hanging out in that pocket. Good protection from the offensive line. Gave him enough time and enough space to deliver a strike right there. And Falciani got his hands on it. Pritchard just made a great play, popping that ball out.
Falciani came in and made 26 catches for 447 yards and 7 touchdowns, 2 tonight, but he has missed a couple of games with injuries. And he will be helped off the field as Muscle Shoals now will take over 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line with 4:51. Hartselle with 2 timeouts. If you're Muscle Shoals, as good as their short passing game has been tonight, I don't think you just have to abandon that and just try and run it.
I think you're exactly right. You know, it's been really tough up the middle.
Clemens will hand it off to Reynolds.
Ball's
out. And that will be recovered by Hartselle.
Wow. What a turn of events. I mean, that's twice, 2 huge plays, very close together. The muff punt by Muscle Shoals turned it over, then right there, looks like just gets punched out by
Blaine Johnson, number 10. Blaine Johnson
punched it out.
And swoops. Braylon swoops, jumps on it, and we're right back to where we were 2 plays ago.
Wow.
1st and 10 Hartselle from the 26.
With a fresh set of downs right here. So if I'm Hartselle, I like the short passes. Also wouldn't mind taking a shot deep in the end zone.
They'll turn and hand it to Pruitt right up the middle. Great gain. He's still fighting forward. And the ball comes out again.
Cam Johnson.
And Cam Johnson comes away with it.
Wow. I mean, this
is a crazy 3 or 4 plays in a row. Pruitt with a great run.
Right. Cam Johnson just got his big hands, big paws on the football, was able to rip it out.
Took it out and recovered it himself. So now Muscle Shoals takes over 1st and 10 from their own 21 with 4:37 remaining.
Now that's been 2 or 3 times tonight where this Muscle Shoals defense is in a dire situation and Cam Johnson ends up making some sort of big-time play, whether it's a sack or a tackle for loss, or in this case, a forced fumble with a recovery.
So the Hartselle defense will come back out on the field and try and do it again from their end. Tapscott will take it up the middle. He'll fight forward for a couple of yards before he's pushed back, maybe a gain of 2.
And again, that swarm by this Hartselle defense. They do such a good job of gang tackling. One guy gets his hands on him, and then 3, 4, 5, 6 others.
Dalton Buntain, the first man there to grab a hold.
And so obviously if you're Muscle Shoals, when your offense was on the sideline for that brief second, you were preaching ball security, ball security, ball security. Even if they don't get a score out of this drive, they need to milk the clock as much as they can.
So Tabscott and Reynolds in the backfield. They'll give it to Tabscott on a sweep around left side. He'll cut it back in. Make a man miss before he is brought down at the 28-yard line. So a gain of about 5 or 6. That'll bring up a big 3rd and 3.
Yeah, that was a good job by number 13, Cole Miles of Hartselle, of sealing the edge and making him cut it back inside. If he wouldn't have got out there and sealed the edge, then Tabscott might have been able to sneak around the edge.
So Hartselle showing pressure on this 3rd and 3. They will shift their defensive line, and they will hand it to Tabscott, and he's got nowhere to go. He's going to be brought down by Miles and company. So Hartselle forcing the punt with 3 minutes left. 97, Tyler Milan grabbing him from behind.
Yeah, got just enough jersey that he could hold on to it, not let him go anywhere. That was a big-time tackle right there. Clock's now milked down to under 3 minutes. Hartselle's got to find something in this offense. They've had a couple of big plays tonight from the hand of Carter Lee into the hands of Falciani. Need to find something to spark it again.
So 4th and 2.
Oh, yeah.
Kick is away. It's returnable, but a fair catch was made.
Now there was a flag.
Is that a flag or a towel? It's a flag on Muscle Shoals.
Yeah, I think the flag was
more down here. Down here on the
There is a
sideline.
towel out there.
I do see a towel. I see it on the other sideline now.
An illegal shift.
Do you make them punt it again, or do you just take it right at midfield?
I think that's pretty.
And leave the time on the clock.
I think that's pretty good field position. I don't know if you're going to get much better field position.
Or can you take it and add it on to the end of the return?
That's a great question.
It looks like the defense is coming back out on the field. Jaden Morris dropping back to the 50, and they will take the penalty. So 4th and 7 from the 24.
And you made a good point of the time on the clock, because they don't reset the time. Whatever time ran off from that last play ran off.
So we'll do the 4th down again. Garcia back to punt. Fair catch made by Morris. He drops it, but is right back on it right at midfield. He'll recover it back at the Hartselle 48. That's why I don't just take it. Just so many things can happen.
Especially if you were planning on fair catching it again. I mean, Morris didn't even give it a second thought. He threw that hand up in the air right as soon as it was kicked. I mean, if you were planning on fair catching it again, I'd just take it.
Yeah, I mean, it's only 10, 15 seconds, but I just think you just take the ball at midfield and get your offense back on the field. So 52 yards to go for Hartselle to tie this one up with 2:16 remaining here in the 4th quarter.
And this might be their last chance. Now, we've seen some wild stuff tonight, but this could be their last chance to get in the end zone.
Lee will roll out right. He'll swing it, and it's intercepted. And he's going to take it down the sideline for a Muscle Shoals touchdown. Is that Smith? Is that Tylen Smith?
Tylen Smith.
Is that another great play by Smith?
Wow, that's a big-time play by Tylen Smith, number 9, Muscle Shoals. Another interception. He takes this one all the way to the house to give Muscle Shoals a 2-score lead. And I would like to say that that seals the game, but with everything that we've seen tonight and all the turnovers and fumbles, Hartselle still got a chance if they can get down and score quick, but they have to score quick.
And Jacob, what can you say about this Muscle Shoals defense? They gave up the 2 early touchdown passes. Your offense throws an interception, and you take over at the 30, Hartselle does. Your defense holds, and from that point on, it has been a completely different ballgame.
Absolutely, and as we see the referees, they just waved off a penalty that they're not going to tack onto it. But this Muscle Shoals defense, like you said, it's like those first 2 touchdowns was kind of like a quick little jab to the chin that kind of woke them up and made them mad. And this Muscle Shoals defense has just been lights out ever since.
And their offense and defense has reeled off 28 straight points now to take a 31-17 lead.
I think they're going to blow this one dead before the kick. Flag on the field.
Offsides on Hartselle is the call, so they'll move it in a little bit. Final score, Athens wins tonight 49-14. I believe they were playing Decatur, so that will secure the 4 seed in this region for Athens.
Athens in the Fighting Cody Grosses. I think all 3 of his sons now coach for him. Cody Gross was my offense coordinator for my first 4 years before I took that victory lap my 5th year.
Pretty good quarterback himself at UNA. I think I saw
a
lot of games with Cody at quarterback.
I think he ended up with a 41-2 record as a starter, which is just unbelievable to think about. And 3 national championships.
And his 2 losses. Now let's give his 2 losses were to Jack State his freshman year.
Right.
And Jack State went on to win the national championship. His other loss was to the Division I AA national champion in Youngstown State, who beat UNA 17-14 in 1994 at Youngstown State. So pretty good run there by Coach Gross at UNA. Great guy too. Just a great. This whole region is stacked with great coaches, great players. It's really fun to be a part of. I grew up here in Hartselle, played here in Hartselle. My kids, 2 of my older 2 kids went to school here in Hartselle. Just being in this region for the last 15 years against these teams like Muscle Shoals and Athens and Coleman and Decatur, it's just a great region to be in. It's great football that you play. It's kind of like that SEC talk. You're playing such a tough conference schedule. Man, if you go out of conference and play some tough teams.
Well, and we're seeing that on full display tonight. I mean, between these 2 powerhouse of football teams.
Garcia will squib it. Blaine Johnson will fall on it at the 30-yard line, where Hartselle will take over 1st and 10 with 2 minutes left, down by 14. And people may see this score if it finishes like this, Jacob, and think, well, Muscle Shoals had their way. They had to fight for this.
They sure did, and they fought very hard.
I think Hartselle may have stunned them a little bit coming out of that.
I think that's what it was. I mean, and it's really hard to complete deep pass plays against this Muscle Shoals defense. Number one, because they have some really good coverage defenders, but number 2, because this defensive line.
Lee will swing it out. It'll be complete to Morris, but he will be down, loses footing back to the 25-yard line, so 2nd and 15.
Yeah, not necessarily the play you want if you're trying to.
You think maybe he was going to throw it?
It was going to be a double pass. Yep, you see Falciani. He was way down there. They were going to let Morris open up that arm.
So Lee will swing it out. It'll be caught by Falciani. He'll be knocked out of bounds at the 30. He'll get that 5 yards back. And 3rd and 10 now for Hartselle.
Lee needs to be careful. See Briani.
He kind of knew what was coming, didn't he?
He was starting to leak out there a little bit. They know they want to try to hit it at the sideline, get out of bounds, save as much time on the clock as they can.
Lee will again throw it out.
Well,
that'll be caught by Pruitt.
They tried a little hook and ladder.
No, it's not Pruitt. Is that Miles?
It was caught by Falciani.
Okay.
And then tossed
to Miles. So that'll pick up a couple. That'll bring up 4th down. 1:25 left. Clock stopped. I think if you're Hartselle, you got to try and push something down the field.
Yeah.
Lead to throw, just can't do it. Just doesn't have the time. And I'll let you get that big. Hayden's Houston. Only a junior. I know that these guys are Smith and Johnson get their accolades up front, but watch out for that kid next year.
Yeah. At 6'3", 290.
Yeah.
That's a load right there, plug in the middle.
So Muscle Shoals can just take a couple of knees and finish this one off. And as we come down to the end, Jacob, and start to wrap this thing up, both these teams are going to be a threat when they get in the playoffs.
Yeah. And this is going to be a great learning opportunity for Hartselle after this game to go back and see where they could have made some advances and maybe whether it's offense, whether it's defense, as Clemens takes a knee right there. Whether it's offense or defense, I think they're going to be able to take a look at this film after tonight's game, which they'll still get a home playoff game, first round. But adios. We had some friends sitting in front of us.
They heard football game, and I think they were expecting soccer.
They were begging to get on the mic.
They were wanting to call this in Spanish for everybody, so they would confuse our listeners, but had a good time with them sitting here with us.
But yeah, Hartselle's gonna have a learning opportunity from this game. You hate that it happened, but it's better that it happens now instead of week 1 or week 2 of the playoffs, where you don't get a chance to learn from a loss.
Hartselle will play host to Mortimer Jordan next week on a Thursday night. We will have this Muscle Shoals bunch again as they'll play host to Austin on Thursday night. Jacob and I think both will be on the call for that game. And then Friday night, Danville at Central will wrap up our football season. But as we wrap this one up, it was a back and forth game. We kind of knew what we were going to get. I think Muscle Shoals putting up as many points as they did may come as a little bit of a shock on this stingy Hartselle, and even Hartselle putting up 17 on a very good Muscle Shoals defense. But I think both of these teams are going to have a chance in the playoffs. Of course, Muscle Shoals will play the 4th place team from Region 8. Right now, that's either probably going to be May Jemison or Southside. Hartselle will host the 3 seed, which I think will either be Gadsden City. Most likely it'll be the Buckhorn Bucks here at J.P. Kane Stadium for the first round. So give us your final thoughts on this one, Jacob.
No, I think you said it very well. Very hard-fought battle. Like you said, people are going to look at the score and think, oh, well, Muscle Shoals, they handled this one pretty easily, and that was not the case. We saw a different Muscle Shoals team come out in the second half that really just thwarted any opportunity that Hartselle had in trying to get into the end zone. We had 2 picks from Tylen Smith. We had multiple sacks from Cam Johnson, along with a forced fumble recovery from him as well. You see Devin Smith he was so tough making plays not only inside the run game but outside in the exterior in the screen game. And so you saw Muscle Shoals just play extremely lights out. But say all that to say, Hartselle has some guys. They've got a really good team. We talked about how they gang tackled all game long. They've got a really good defense, really tough defense. They forced a couple turnovers themselves as well tonight. And then offensively, getting the ball in Falciani's hands, obviously early on, did really well for them. He's a playmaker. He's going to find ways to get in the end zone for his, 9 touchdowns on the season thus far. So 2 very good, very competitive ball clubs, very well-coached ball clubs all the way through. And so it's going to be exciting to watch and see what these 2 teams can do in the playoffs. And who knows, we might see them meet up again.
I think back to, we talked about a couple of turning points. The first one when Hartselle intercepted the ball and had it 1st and 10 from the Muscle Shoals 30 after they'd gone up 14-0.
Right.
Muscle Shoals held. The second one is on that touchdown drive that Muscle Shoals had to end the half. Hartselle had 2 chances to pick the ball off in the end zone and dropped both of them.
Yep.
And then Muscle Shoals ended up scoring. So a couple of things I think that really could have gone both ways, but a very great, enjoyable game. It was fun. It was fun for me to be back in Hartselle and see some people that I've not seen in a while. You got to see some old teammates in Wade Miller.
Absolutely. Wade and Grant and Marcus, and then Tyler Sizemore for Muscle Shoals. So it was a great night all the way around. This is my first night in J.P. Cain Stadium.
Well, welcome.
I know. I went to the high school at first because I thought that's where the football field would be, and then I had to reroute myself. When I didn't see, I didn't see any cars in the parking lot,
any lights,
and so that probably should have been, my first indicator.
Yep. J.P. Cain Stadium is built here in Hartselle on what used to be the old junior high. Now it's the intermediate school, and you had the Tiger Mocha.
I did have the Tiger Mocha from the concession stand, which was extremely good, especially once it's half chocolate, half hot chocolate, half coffee. And once I realized that all the chocolate was just sitting at the bottom, and I mixed it up, it was phenomenal.
Much better.
Much better drink.
Well, good. For Jacob Tucker, for our standout producer Samuel Camp, this is Ashley Balch. We'll join you again from Trojan Stadium from Muscle Shoals next Thursday night as they host the Austin Black Bears to wrap up the season. And then again on Friday night, I believe A.J. Good and Connor Broadfoot will have Danville and Central. So for us here at the Exports Network, man, it's been a great night. We appreciate you joining us. Again, your final, Muscle Shoals 31, Hartselle 17. This has been high school football on the Exports Network, brought to you by Bank Independent.
Bank Independent. We're invested in you.